Hello, my name is C, and today we're back with another WIP and chat. I feel like it's been ages since I've done one of these videos, but at the same time my life is boring but busy, which we'll get into that. I'm gonna start off by saying like what tools I'm gonna use, and then we'll get into what I've been doing. Cool. Alright, so this is Pumpkin Patch Bunnies from Diamond Art Club. It's by Abraham Hunter. Sorry, that's what I was trying to figure out. A lot of the tools I use is the same. I'm not one for collecting a whole bunch of stuff. Cover Minder obviously is from Diamond Art Club. I can't remember where I got my little trash tray from. It's just been here. I will be using Caramel Pumpkin Putty from Creación Morin. Yeah, Creación Morin. I have a whole bunch of theirs in here. This caramel pumpkin one has been my favorite, but cookie dough is also really good, and so is yes, apple blossom and lavender. So that's that. This I have no idea what this is actually for. This is a book pot from Illumicrate, and it fits these little putty bags perfectly. So it's found a home here. I have my pen from Création de Belle. I need to figure out if you guys know any tips for getting out stainless steel tips. Let me know, because I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get this one out, but it is loose and it is driving me insane. So I need to fix this. I just don't know how yet. I also have one, oh sorry, so it has a single placer, plastic 4-placer with that same putty in it. This one is from Création Morin. It was a giveaway prize. It has putty in both ends for my ABs and just like craftably putty. I also have I need to get a third pen, but I've been testing out using a 7-placer, and this is a stainless steel tip from Diamond Art Club. Somehow I went from using 1 pen to 3. We aren't going to talk about that because I never wanted that to happen, but hey, we're here. And I'll probably look at getting 2 more pens because I would like a 7-placer for like putty, but I also want a 7-placer for the wax. So yeah, but I have very specific pens that I'm looking for. Like I want more in this style. I'll talk about that when I actually get to working on the kit. And I have Bella Art de Nicole trays. So here we go, let's get started. I think that's all I need to go over first. Anyways, we're gonna ignore how some of this is already started. I have not been doing any sort of sectioning lately. I've just been like peeling back the plastic in between these rows and seeing how that works. It's been going well. What do I need? Oh, you know what? We're gonna ditch that one and just do the 4-placer, I think. Yeah. So, hi, how have you guys been? It's been ages. Yeah, anyways, I want to get 2 more pens, and I want to keep to my Sea of Diamonds theme. And just like what I mean by that is I want to keep it to like blues and yellows for like sand and that type of thing. So I'm looking for very specific designs. I'm standing up for a moment just to make sure. Cool, we're all good. Let me get settled. Awesome. So like I really want to keep on to my Sea of Diamonds theme. So I'm looking at pens. Like I saw this really cool, I can't remember where I saw it. I think multiple shops have done it. Don't tell me I need to change my putty. Sorry. Multiple shops have done it where like you have the wood and then resin, and it's like a watery, bluey looking one, and then you have a piece of wood. I think that looks cool. I'm gonna look into getting one of those if shops are still offering it. Yeah. Maybe one like that, and maybe a yellow one. I don't know. I'm still on Mooney Maid's waitlist for the trays. I think I actually went through the offerings and I created a note with like what colors I want and what sizes. And I'm gonna see about putting like my handle on the side of the trays. I'm gonna get 2 big ones, which will have Sea of Diamonds right along the side. And then I'll get 2 littler guys that just have C. I might message her and see if she's willing to put like a little wave on the side, because I know that she says you can talk about doing little symbols. I don't know yet. But I'm still in like the 300s on the wait list, so it is going to be a while. But I am excited. I actually showed my brother one of Mooney's new kits. The thief one, the little crow with all the gems. And he says I have to buy it, so I might be getting that one soon. I actually have so many kits from like, this is not what I want to chat about, but I have so many kits from small shops on the way. I have one from Jolly Gem that I'm going to be testing out. Excited because that kit is gorgeous, and it has now snowed, which I'm going to go on a rant about that. Which I'm going to talk about that eventually. Sorry, I realized I never made it so I could see what time it is on my computer, so I could keep track of how long this video is. But yeah, that's one that I have. I have 2 from Shimmering Canvases. I ordered the Gateway a while back, and then she was having a 40% off sale, so I ordered Treehouse as well. So I have 2 of those, which is super excited. I really want to get the other 2, but it's just not possible right now. But anyways, and I want to see before I go ordering more from her how much duties is going to cost me if I get charged with them, because that's not fun. Joys of being Canadian when a lot of small shops are in the States. But anyways, let's get into what I really wanted to chat about. First things first, I created a notes list. Like when I'm at work, I think of things that I want to chat about, and then I pop it into a notes, and a lot of those chatting points are just like questions. So my first question for myself is, how's work? And I gotta admit, I'm enjoying it. I have a new job. I'm enjoying it, but I'm missing my old school at the same time, because I have this feeling of just like I'm a little lost again, and this happened when I started the first time, because I don't know the expectations of this division. I don't know what previous library techs have done. I haven't had a chance to chat with any of the other library techs. And it's not like there's a teacher librarian to chat with these things about. I feel like, okay, this is a thing that is not well known outside a library. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. But some schools have teacher librarians and some schools have just library techs. And there's a difference between the 2 roles. I am a library tech, which means that I deal with a lot of the front end stuff, which is your doing story time and interacting with the students and teachers and helping them gather materials and things like that. The front end visible stuff, shelving, posters, bulletin boards, hunting down students who have not returned their books, hunting down teachers who have not returned anything in years and getting my materials back, doing like reader advisory, which is just chatting with people, with students, and figuring out what types of books they want to read if they don't know what they like, and figuring out how to make those connections, and guiding the students in making those connections between reading and TV and video games, and how those genres can overlap, and figuring all of that stuff out. Teacher librarians that I've worked with previously had a lot of the back end work, which is doing research projects with the teachers. In those cases, I would pull all the materials needed from the library and find resources that could help them. But the teacher librarian would actually be using those materials with the class, teaching the students literacy and how to use those materials to do research, and what good research looks like, and how to best pull information. So, and teacher librarians would do a lot of the ordering of books and materials, while I would just catalog them, process them, and put them out on the shelves. I may have input on what books we order, but I was never the one ordering books. So there's some differences between the two roles, things like that. I got on a tangent, but in the new, that was my old division. My old school division had teacher librarians and library techs. My new school division only has library techs, which means I am doing everything by myself. I am ordering books, I am pulling materials, I am like, hey teachers, this is the list of stuff that we have. I am putting lists of things together. But also at the same time, I am learning a new library management system. Which isn't a challenge of itself, because I am, with my old school division, we used Destiny. Destiny is incredibly user-friendly. It is, what I see is the exact same thing that the students see, so I can help them browse and look. And it was so simple and easy to use. You had one screen for everything. If you wanted to look at what other schools in the same division had, it was all in one place. So if I had the book, it would also tell me, if I'm looking at my copy, right on the same screen, it would tell me what other schools had a copy of that novel or book or material. Browsing for subjects was all in one screen. I just had to switch it to, there was a drop-down menu. You clicked what school you wanted to search for, or if you want to search all schools, and it would show you everything within the division. So it was super user-friendly. My new school division uses Mandarin. Now, Mandarin looks like it is straight out of the 90s, hasn't been updated in years. It is not the easiest or most user-friendly system. While it may be cheaper comparably to Destiny, it is definitely harder to use, and you have to pause and think about what you're doing. Cataloging is a lot more difficult, because even if another school has the same record or the same book, I still have to download a bibliography and catalog and clean things up. Whereas with Destiny, you can just slap on a copy and make a spine label and you're good. So there's a lot of differences, a lot of learning, like whole school searches. I have to open up a whole other search browser. I don't know what to call it. It's so, like, I can click on my school and it'll give me a different screen than what I see. So the students and staff have a different viewing screen than me. Hurdle number one. Yes, I can get to that same viewing screen. It's just a pain to be switching between 15 different windows when trying to do a library checkout. So there's that. and for other schools, it has its own window. So now I have Mandarin open for my viewing and checkout. I have Mandarin open for my school specifically, so I can search within my school, and then I have another window open with the entire division's catalog. It's a lot. It's doable. I'm just complaining about nothing. But I'm also learning how to use Mandarin at the same time. In college, we had like a brief week, maybe 2-week learning on how to use it. So, and now I've worked with Destiny for 3 years. I've kind of forgotten how to use it, but I'm figuring it out. I don't do well with learning how to do things by someone telling me. I learn by smashing my head against a wall until something works, and then it sticks. That is a joke. I will play with the system, and I will break things, and then I will learn how to fix it, and then suddenly I'm golden. Anyways. That's how I do things. It does not... Oops, sorry, I bumped my desk. I'm sorry. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes. It is a great time learning how to use a system that is ancient. I say ancient, but like, I swear this thing loads up and it says 1997 on it. That is not, I'm not saying if your people are not old if they're from the 90s. I'm 99. I'm a 99. I'm not 99. Bleh. No, it's just an old looking system. It is not visually appealing. It is tricky to use. I don't like it. Woo! I wish they would switch to Destiny, but apparently the school division has looked into it and they're like, you don't really need all that, so no. Maybe they just need more library text to throw a stink about it, and we can get it changed. I say we, I'm not officially a part of that division. I am a substitute on a term. So, it doesn't matter what I want to say. It probably wouldn't even matter if I was a part of the division properly. But yeah. That is work things. Sorry, that is one work thing. I bounced between 2 schools. At the second school, they recently renovated the library. So I started in September. Last week, I finished putting all the books back on the shelf in order. Took forever. It was a pain, but it was a lot of fun because I actually got a chance to see what the library has. And it helped me, like, I have a very visual memory when it comes to library shelves, so it helped me get an idea of where things are so that when students come up to me, I can tell them that it's on, I can tell them whichever shelf and how many off the ground, so. That's good. My old school, we used to play a game where they would ask me where a book was, and I would tell them exactly what shelf and what bay, and they would lose their mind, but... Teachers are starting to notice I do the same thing at one of my schools. Because they will ask me where something is, and I will direct them. I won't even get up. I will just point them to the shelf and say, yeah, it's on that one. However many from the right, this many up from the floor. And they are amazed every single time. I guess... And maybe it's just me, but I don't understand why it's so amazing. Or stunning, or maybe I'm just blowing it out of proportion. I don't know. But I have a very visual memory when it comes to that type of thing. So yeah. So setting up the library was fun. We got the schedule all worked out. And then I was away for a week because my time just wasn't at that school. And then my schedule disappeared and I never saw it finish. So That's fun. Great times. I love bouncing between two schools. Not really. It makes the week go by faster, but it also means that there's a lot of stop and go work where I will start cataloging and I will have to make sure everything is completely cleaned up. So I always have to find good stopping points. Again, this is another complaint that I have with Mandarin. I sat down and I spent the entire day yesterday cataloging. And I got maybe 10 books cataloged. That's 7 hours cataloging and I got 10 books done. That is not spine labels and stamps and stickers and the whole works. That is just me putting it in the system. Why does it take so long? Again, Destiny, it is so much copy cataloging. And I could get like an entire cart, like 50 books done in a day. Now I'm down to 10. I feel like I'm not... It's driving me insane how slow it is. But it is what it is. I feel like I'm doing it wrong because it takes me so long. But one of the library tech that I took over for, she's like, no, if you get like 8 books done in a day, that is a good day. And I'm like, oh, Lord. I just... and half that time is me just trying to figure out how to use... how to actually make sure I'm doing it properly. Because you have to find authority records for Mandarin. It's not like Destiny where you don't need to do that. Mandarin, you have to find authority records, which is a battle in its own right. And like... this school division doesn't have WebDewey, which is a great resource for figuring out call numbers and subject headings and things like that. And now I'm back to the paper copy, and this book is a brick, and... Don't shut down my windows! Sorry. It is... This system is like a battle, and like if you want to use it, you have to fight it to be able to use it. And I don't understand why. But whatever, I will get used to it, I will adapt, it's fine. One of these days I will stop complaining and probably see the benefits of it. If there are any. But I am definitely missing my old school. I'm missing the because I was there for 3 years. And I'm missing the routines that I had built. I find that I am missing the morning and lunch hours just messing around. It's not messing around, but like chatting with the students. And these schools, they don't do that. I mean, it's elementary, they don't do that. It is a completely different environment, and I do miss my old coworkers because... And now I gotta make friends again, and I'm not good at that. Guys, I don't know how to people. Like, how do you make small talk and not have it be awkward? I don't know. I'm not good at peopling. And now I gotta do it all over again. Ugh. Feels like such a chore. But it's fine. Students are a lot more forgiving with the awkward peopling thing. They just kind of run up to you, say whatever they say, and then just run, and I'm like, alright, good chat. But, like, the teachers actually want to have a conversation, and I'm like, yeah, small chat. This is awkward. But, anyways. Guys, how do you people? How do you people? I also went book shopping recently. Circle back to previous experiences. I didn't do book shopping. I got to do the book shopping this time, and oh my god, was that drive terrifying. I despise the downtown in my city is not only a scary place to be, it is also just an awful place to drive. And I hate it with a passion. Going over that stupid bridge makes my back hurt, which is something that we laugh about in my family because it also makes my mom's back hurt. It's just stressful driving downtown because everybody is in a rush and the lights last like maybe 15 seconds, so maybe 4 cars get through every single time, and it's so bad. I hate it. And then my drive home, I had no clue where I was going. I was often in the wrong lane, which is a fault of mine. It sucked. I am not looking forward to going book shopping again. I like being at the bookstore. I like buying books and looking at books. That drive was awful. And I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'll just go to like Starbucks or Tim's on my way home, pick up a coffee. No, that downtown driving did me and I'm done. Nope. But again, new books is fun. I just now have to spend days cataloging 25 new books. Like, I don't understand. But no, book shopping was fun. I went and had lunch by myself, like at an actual sit-down restaurant by myself. And it was weird, but not at the same time. Like, I always have lunch with my brother or my friend or my parents. Like, I'm always with someone. So, to be sitting there by myself felt weird, but it was also peaceful. Like, I could just sit there and read on my phone and have a good time. And there was no pressure to chat with people. And the wait staff was so nice about it. I'm like, yeah, it's just me. They're like, all right, how about a corner table? And I'm like, absolutely, sounds wonderful. And like, my waiter like checked on me like max 3 times. Maybe she got the memo I wanted to just be alone. But she came by, like, she took my order, popped by once to ask how it was, and then came by and asked if I wanted the bill and receipt, and I said yes when I was done. And like, I need every dining experience to be like that. Like, that was, but I know some people are like, that's too little, like, people should be checking on you more often. I'm like, but I don't want to see people more often. But if that's the case, I should just get, like, fast food, but fast food is kind of gross. I want to know, like, by the end of this, can someone tell me how many different tangents I went on when I was talking about something? Maybe you've picked it up, maybe you haven't. But like, my thing was supposed to be about book shopping, and this was not book shopping. But anyways, I digress. I ramble. Because clearly I don't talk enough during the day. I have to come and do a WIP and chat and just let all the ramblings out. I don't even know if you could see that. My phone is like way, way up there. So I don't know what you're seeing. I'm just praying that this turns out okay, that you can hear me, that you can see at least what I'm doing. But yeah. One of my schools is doing a Spirit Week for Halloween. Super fun. I love Spirit Week because it means I don't have to dress up super nice. I don't anyways. I wear jeans and cardigans. And like my anime cardigans. So like, I don't know what I'm going on about. But I'm missing PJ Day, and I feel like that's a crime. Because you want, like, PJ Day? Best Spirit Week thing ever. I will participate in PJ Day every single time. All the others? Because it's like the dress like a student. I'm like, well, I don't know any of these students, so I'll just dress like myself. Which is comparable to dressing like a student. So, dressing like a student. I just dress comfy. I'm not dressing up for work. I dress to be comfortable, or else it's just a bad day. I'm missing PJ Day, and I'm super sad because I'm, like, I love PJ Day. It's comfy. And I just get to chill at work. But nope, that's not a thing this year. How long have I been rambling on for? 30 minutes. Look at me go. Alright. My next question to myself, we'll stop talking about work. My next question is, how's reading going? Not good. As to be oh my, hold on. I have a screamy boy that really wants some attention. Let's get the screamy boy. Hey, Zorro. Can you move your butt a little quicker so I can go back to my WIP and chat? Oh, here. How about you chill right here, buddy? How does that work? Good? You can't sit on me. Yes, you're adorable, baby boy. Just... Okay, come here. You're bouncing the phone. Like, alright, I don't want to deal with you. Reading is not going well. I shouldn't say it like, oh, Zorro! Zorro! Buddy! No! What are you doing? Come here. Sit there. I've been reading so many picture books, and that's pretty much all I've been reading. And I'm just trying to figure out what books I want to read to students for like story time and that for the rest of the... Hi! For the rest of my term. And like trying to plan that out. So mostly picture books, which is really sad. But I started listening to Caraval again. I say again. I've read that series before. Yeah. I've read it before, but the third book for the spin-off series came out, and I really want to read. Now that it's complete, I'm pretty sure it's complete. I really want to read that series, but I can't remember what happened. So I'm rereading. And I was chatting in Sophie's Discord about what was happening in the book. I'm like, I know this character's important, but why is he important? And so Sophie, the Diamond Help Desk, was giving me little hints. And I had my own little light bulb moment for who the character was. So, that's been fun to read. I've pretty much given up on Fourth Wing at this point. And that is only because I hate Dane with a fury, like, with a passion. Like, this dude sucks. And he's in every single chapter, and he's always in every single scene, and I'm like, I just want you to go away already. I'm done. But he's not going away. So I've just kind of walked away from the series for now. Maybe I'll try again. Zorro, please do not eat my diamonds. Okay. So that's how that's going. But I've been reading a lot of fan fiction. I think we know that this is something I've been reading. Where are you going? Okay, hold on. This is going places. Okay. Outro! Cool. I've been reading a lot of fan fiction. And out of curiosity, I was like, you know what? How long is the average book? So I looked that up and I'm like, oh, roughly like 90,000 words is what I got. Some of these pieces that I'm reading are in the 500,000 word mark. Do you want to... Actually, here we go. Here's a fun fact. The first book of Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, House of Earth and Blood, has roughly 204,000 to 244,000 words. Rough estimate. So in the time that I've sat down and read one fanfic, I could have read Crescent City series again. I say again, I'm listening to the first one. And that's only one. I have been reading these things. Some are not that long. Some are like the 80,000, which is a full-on novel. Like, and it makes 80,000 full-on novel, and it makes me wonder, because I don't count how many of these I'm reading. So, like, how many novels have I actually read that aren't novels? The fact that some of these are longer than Crescent City boggles my mind. Because there is one, it is not one thick. It is 4 combined, but they're all in the same, like, universe, multiverse. Oh my gosh. I sound ridiculous explaining this. But it's all this by the same author, the same series, just broken up into 4 different fanfics. And it is over 1 million words, and I have read a good chunk of it. And that is, like, 4 novels, like, 4 big novels that I've just sat down and read. So technically I'm just not reading anything of quality. I want to read garbage about my favorite characters. And that's all I've been reading. But it makes me laugh because I think of, okay, these books are absolute garbage. It's called The Foxhole Court. It is sports mixed with mafia, mixed with, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not good. Like, the writing is so bad. The author made up a brand new sport for these novels specifically. And it is so poorly explained, and the rules are so poorly done that the game itself just does not make sense. And like, that's the whole thing, is like, this sport is like super important to these characters. But to the reader, you're like, It comes off as either the characters don't care or just like lazy writing. But whatever. I read those books. I actually really liked them. I'm probably gonna get scribbed again so I can listen to these books again, because again, they're bad, but they're written like fan fiction, so they're easy to digest. And I think that's why I'm in like such a fanfic mood, because I'm like, it's easy reading. I already know the characters, I already know the world, I already know all the events that these things are pulling from. It's simple. It's simple reading. But I should really pick up a book and do like my whole library thing. But we'll get to that bridge eventually. What else? Any nerdy news? This is a fun one to chat about. Because now I get to fangirl. If you're not a fan of me fangirling over anime and characters and that type of thing, this may be a good time to leave, because it is... Oh boy! I do not have children of my own. This is, like, where most people talk about their children in WIP chats. I get to talk about anime, and there's very few people who are actually going to enjoy it. Suffer. Sorry. Sometimes things pop into my head that I think are funny that are really not. No. If anime is not your thing, click away. Or you can listen to me ramble, because half the time I end up embarrassing myself. So, your choice. Anyways, It is October, which in the fanfic world is a fun time of the year, but I'm done talking about fanfiction. It is October, which means a new season for anime. And I am so stoked because, I mean, it's already been going for like a month, so there's new episodes, but I will always stay a season behind. Oh, can you even see, like, because I like to binge watch, and if I watch things weekly, I forget everything that happens. It's just the way things are. So here's the thing. Spy Family. Love that series. It is hilarious. It is adorable. It is everything. It has a new season. I have yet to watch it. I'm gonna binge watch it again, but no, I actually watched it weekly the first time. That was like the one series I watched weekly. It was so good. I love it. I'm very excited to see it again. Again, I'm excited to see the new season. Another one that has a new season is Link Click. It is a Korean series. Korean? Dojin? I probably said that poorly. But Link Click is by Blue Links, and they do things like Heaven's Official Blessing, and I feel like they have more that I've seen, and I really like their studio, and I really like how they do the animations. But I'm blanking. Hold on, I'm getting some coffee. Oh, I spilled my coffee. I'm taking a sip of coffee. Anyways, I really like how they do their animations. It looks amazing. Super fun. And they do a lot of like super neat series. Like I think Heaven's Official Blessing actually has another season, or is getting another season, and I just haven't watched it yet. But that one was really good. I bought the first novel. But like, here's the thing. I bought the first light novel for Heaven's Official Blessing. And I gotta say, I was looking at the covers. Who let number 4 be approved? Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. It is gorgeous. I love it. But you gotta tell me why there's one dude pinned on the cover and they're full on having a good time. It's gorgeous artwork. I'm just trying to think about how I'm supposed to go out and actually buy this book. Yes, I know I can do online ordering, but I'm trying to make a habit of actually going to the bookstore and looking at books because I enjoy it. Like, there's so much more joy in actually being there and looking at the books than just ordering online. But like, someone tell me how I'm supposed to order this thing. Also, I have to buy the new, I think there's another novel out for Seaside Strangers. Tell me how I'm supposed to order that, because it is. Order that. How I'm supposed to buy that in store, because it is. I got sidetracked. Anime news. I also have been reading My Hero Academia as the chapters come out. Viz Media every Saturday or Sunday. I'm usually a day late because there's a whole thing. Anyways, they put out a new chapter for free, and I've been reading the chapters as they come out. And my heart, you guys. My Hero Academia spoilers for anyone who watches that series or plans on watching it. My boy is alive, and I have the strongest urge to find one of my Chaos crew from last year and just be like, I told you so. Because this kid would look at me, I'm like, he's not dead. He's gonna get back up. Like, the author's not killing off this character. And he's like, whatever makes you sleep better. I'm like, knock that off. So I really want to go find. I'm not going to, but I really want to just tell him I told you so. And like the past 3 chapters have had gorgeous artwork. The scenes are so beautiful. There's just one image that I have saved on my phone, and it's just Bakugo's childish smile. Like, his little 5-year-old smile is back because his hero, All Might, is, like, so supportive of him, and he's so happy. And Bakugo's been out of the fight for a while now, and he's back up, he's fighting, and the grin, his, like, I'm winning this thing and nothing is stopping me smile is back as well. And I'm just like, this is everything I wanted. I'm happy. Izuku has his hero back. His hero is Katsuki. Like, that is a known thing that Izuku looks to Bakugo as his hero. So I think we're going to see Izuku get a second win. Bakugo has his second win. And it is coming to an end, which is so sad. But I'm also excited to see the end, but it's heartbreaking. I need to know, like, Aizawa Kurogiri and Mike have been out of the chapters for like 50 chapters now, and I really want to know what happens to them, but I think we're getting the final battle between Shigaraki, Izuku, Bakugo, and All for One. I think we're on to those fights, which is telling of the end. And here's the thing. I can't talk about this nerdy stuff anymore because I talked about it with my Chaos crew. That's not a thing anymore. I still think the series is going to end with Izuku getting the bucket. Only because we know All for One and One for All are balanced. If one goes out, the other will surely come back. That's how it's always been in this series. Every single time that All for One took out One for All, it came back. Or was passed on. Like, there's never been a time where those two quirks haven't existed together. And I think they will go out together. That's just me. This is me just fan rambling. Anyways, I'm super stoked with what's going on in the series. It is exciting. It's making me cry. I think every chapter that has come out for like 2 months now have made me tear up, either out of joy or sadness. But it's good. I'm so sad that the end is coming soon. I say soon, but like there's another popularity poll, so it's not ending real soon. That has to be my favorite joke going on right now, is that Bakugo came back just in time for the popularity poll. He has to get one more win under his belt. I think he's won first place every single time since the second one. I think he lost the first place one for the first popularity poll, but since then he's been number 1. Which he's not even the main character. He kind of is right now. He's living his main character vibes, but he's not even the main character. And he has number 1 in the popularity polls. As he should. Be number 1, Bakugo. What else do I have for anime news? That's right. Because, like, the 4th... Nope. Yes. The 4th movie is coming out at some point in 2024. I think they said early 2024. And I am so excited to see it. It's The guess right now is that it is going to be about Deku in his vigilante era. I'm excited to see more of that because they kind of rushed it in the anime. It was also rushed in the manga, so like no fault of the studio. But I'm excited to see more of that, if that's what the movie's about. Also, the 7th and final season is coming out. The guess is April of 24. So, in the spring season. I'm excited. I'm also sad because there's so many scenes that I'm excited to see animated. Like, oh, Shinso having his moment, and Mina and Kirishima having theirs. Of, like, Kirishima calling Mina his hero. Like, all these little moments I am so excited for. And, like, the bigger ones, too, where you see Monoma stepping up. And, like, I could see Monoma and Bakugo being friends. And we're not friends, but we actually are type of thing. And there's so many things that I'm excited to see. Uraraka and Toga's fight. That is one of the biggest ones that I'm excited. Oh my gosh. That is one of the biggest ones that I'm excited for. Those ladies duke it out, and and they do well. And we get more of Toga's past. Todoroki versus his brother? Part 1 and 2? I'm excited. So excited. But my hatred for Endeavor grows because that dude cannot do anything right. And, like, he makes mistakes, and he constantly makes mistakes, and Shoto is there to pick it up every single time, just to be completely ignored by Endeavor after everything clears. And it's like, this poor kid is trying for his sister's sake to be, like, all family buddy-buddy type thing, just for his dad to ignore him. Like, yeah. I don't know. But Shoto being a sassy little dude will always be my favorite thing in the world. There are some great scenes. Shoto has a scar on his face. He's having dinner with his family, and his dad walks in with a new scar on his face. So he makes a comment about how that must hurt, and he slurps noodles. One of my favorite scenes. It is hilarious. I love it. Sassy Shoto for the win. But I'm so excited for the new season. I really hope they do the animation justice. Like, I really hope they do it well. And I'm excited for a new intro song. Like, I'm so curious. Are they going to get Eve to do another opening? Are they gonna bring back, I think it was Blue Encounter? They did one. Are they bringing them back? Or are they getting somebody new? This is things that I nerd about. I like music. Part of me really wants them because it is the final season. Ado did the music for One Piece, and One Piece film Red, I should say. And I really want her to do more anime opening songs, because she did a cover of Unravel by TK during her concert. It sounded amazing. Like, it was so good. Where am I at for time? 54. Okay. Anyways. I also want to finish watching Sailor Moon and Bleach. I started rewatches for both of them. Well, I started Sailor Moon when I was working on my Sailor Moon kit. Which is why I want to rewatch My Hero Academia, because I have my Deku kit. And I really want to work on it, but I want to watch My Hero at the same time. But I also know that I'm going to rewatch the series right before season 7 comes out. So, yeah. That's what I've been doing. Alright. I think that's all that I have to chat about. I have more, but I'm gonna cut it off here because we are at that hour mark. So thank you so much for joining and listening to me ramble. Maybe there was a coherent thought throughout this whole video. Who knows? You let me know in the comments down below. I know I asked questions at some point throughout here. What was I talking about? Who knows? How's life been? Tell me about your work. Tell me about what you've been reading, or maybe you're nerdy like me and you like anime, and we can have a full-blown conversation in the comments below about anime. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, how about you leave me like a bunny emoji or a pumpkin or maybe a leaf to let me know you listened to my whole rambling. Again, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider liking or subscribing. I have some fun content coming out in November. Hopefully. It'll probably be an end of November thing, but I'm excited. I'm hoping I can pull it together enough to get a video out. We shall see. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!